Hi, I'm Hazel, and this is a look at the top 10 most exciting profession recipes that you'll be able to craft in Battle for Azeroth. Or I guess it's the stuff that you can craft with profession recipes, but that's harder to fit on a thumbnail. Don't look at me like that. It's cold out. With every expansion comes new things to craft, and some of them are bound to be weird. Number 10, in tailoring we have a new type of item called battle flags. We don't have any tooltips or actual info on these yet, but we can use some guessing. And my guess is that these are going to be consumable items that you lay down that give an area buff very similar or exactly like the guild banners that you can lay down for rep buffs currently. We got them for speed, we got them for defense. It's one of those things that sounds really cool and you're gonna look at it in your crafting journal and go, huh, that might be really useful, and then you never craft it, because when are you ever gonna throw down a banner? Now that I've gone and jinxed it, they're going to turn into the most essential item to have. Watch. Also in tailoring, while we're on topic there, bandages. You'll be able to craft some bandages with your tailoring. Although it says that you still train them at your first aid trainer, so who really knows what's going on here? Number 9, over in leatherworking we have a couple of new things. We have some drums, we have some barding, we have a diving suit and a diving helmet, and I'm lumping all of these under one entry because, to be honest with you, there are more than 10 cool profession things and I didn't want to just skip some, but 10 is just a really nice number. Anyways, the drums were pretty expected, but the leather barding is really cool. A lot of people's biggest concern, or at least one of the ones that I hear yelled about a lot with being grounded rather than being able to fly off the bat, is people really don't like getting dazed. And you'll be able to just put on your leather barding and you'll still be grounded and you still can't fly, but at least you won't be getting dazed anymore. And then the water breathing and swim speed items are interesting because both, one, I wouldn't really expect waterproof stuff to be found in leatherworking, and secondly, doesn't everybody have an underlight angler by now? If you don't have the angler yet, you should get it, and I do have a guide. I'm sorry. Number 8, in engineering we have a deployable attire rearranger, which sounds like it could be a mobile transmog unit that you can deploy, especially useful in areas where you cannot mount and therefore cannot use your handy dandy Grand Expedition yak. But there is some notes in the flavor text about potential backfiring resulting in race and gender changes, which makes it sound like it's got a little bit of coin of many faces thrown in there. So I'm really looking forward to just getting my hands on one of these things and seeing what the deal is. Number 7, Enchanting is getting some glove speed enchants. You'll be able to enchant your gloves to help you do all sorts of things speedier. You will be able to speedily hearth, you will be able to speedily archaeology survey, you can speedily craft, you can speedily gather, and this is kind of neat. This looks like one of those things that I'm going to be very excited about. I will very carefully pick out the exact one that I want and then lovingly apply it to my gloves, and then I will get new gloves, and I will not remember to put a new enchant on. This is one of those enchants I will not remember. There's gotta be a weak aura that I could make that would be like a glove alarm with giant flashing, loud, angry gloves that would remind me to re-enchant the new ones. That's gotta be a thing. Number 6, blacksmiths don't want to be left out of the barding party and will be able to make their own stirrups and hoof plates for your hoofs. The stirrups will make your mount go 20% faster for 2 hours, and the hoof plates will allow you to interact with things while mounted for the same duration, and if you're a blacksmith, that duration is doubled. Now, I'm not clear yet on whether or not these and presumably the leatherworking barding are exclusive. I would assume that you would have to pick one, but maybe you can just put all 3 on and then just be like a mega mounted tour. It's not a thing. Number 5, the only profession crafted mount that I've been able to dig up so far is actually split between 2 professions. Engineers can make a supercharged engine, and then blacksmiths can make some kind of a chassis, and together those things will combine to create the Zallywag big goblin flying doodly ship thing. We don't know what the value of the materials is going to look like just yet, but it's probably pretty safe to say it's fairly high. I can't remember the last time that we had a BoE profession mount that was cheap. Number 4, alchemy is getting a brand new transmute meat to pet. This is using a lot of the same assets that the Legion transmute meat to pet had, but it is firmly listed in the 8.0 alchemy section, so I think it's fairly safe to say, and it's just alpha, but it's fairly safe to say that we're getting a new one. In Legion, this was the transmute that allowed us to get the thaumaturgical piglet, the ridgeback piglet, and the transmutant, which was like a piece of goo. So I'm very excited to see what kinds of new pigs and goo, or other types of beast and goo, or maybe there's no goo. I want to know what the goo situation's gonna be. It's all very exciting. Number 3, back in engineering for the last time, I promise, is an electroshock mount motivator. and an interdimensional companion repository. So the mount motivator, aside from sounding very mean, seems to be empirically worse than the blacksmith stirrups, because those let you go 20% faster for hours, while this thing could potentially stack up to a 50% mount speed increase, but for like 10 seconds, and it has a potential to backfire, or at least that's what the flavor text makes it seem very likely that it will do. On the other hand, the interdimensional companion repository, which needs a little bit of spell check on the name still, that one seems to be much more useful, at least for hunters, as it looks like a mobile stable master. Now, if only we could get more stable slots. Or have they done that yet? Are we still mad about that? Number 2, in BfA, tailors will be able to make a brand new battle pet, the Hot Air Balloon. That will probably be called something a little more exciting than just Hot Air Balloon, but the name is placeholder, there's no model yet, there's no description text yet, but I'm just really excited about making a tiny hot air balloon. I know this isn't going to be a thing, but what if your other pets could ride inside of it, like the really little ones? What if you could just take like a little prairie dog and put it in your little hot air balloon? Sometimes I think that I'm trying to make WoW into a different game than it is. Anyways, a hot air balloon sounds cute, and what else do you really need to know? Finally, at number 1, in my opinion, the most exciting profession craft added in BfA is these reputation contracts. So these are consumable items made by inscription that will allow you to choose one of the BfA reps, and then whenever you complete a world quest with that scroll active, you will get reputation with that chosen rep. So rep grinds, or at least in Legion, have been a little bit of a sore spot lately, especially with the rep grinds associated with unlocking allied races. So the idea of being able to specifically target one sounds real good, especially if they decide to continue the Paragon rep system and put mounts in the Paragon rep boxes again. I don't know if they're doing that, but I would be down, and I would be extra down with the addition of these rep contracts. The other thing that these do is give us a look at some of the reputations that we're going to be grinding in Battle for Azeroth, which includes, among other things, actual Azeroth, the voice of Azeroth. That's right, you will be able to earn reputation with the planet that you are standing on. There's something just weird about that I can't quite put my finger on. So that was a look at some of the new things that you'll be able to craft with professions in Battle for Azeroth. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to opt into notifications to keep up with all of my videos and live streams if that's the kind of thing that you feel like doing. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!